Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
To retain or not to retain the TADA has always been the controversy. Even after the expiry of this controversial law, there have been instances of people being booked under TADA by the government of Assam.
As the country seethed with insurgency and unabated acts of terrorism, the Indian government, in a bid to curb these subversive activities, introduced the Terrorist and Disruptive Activities Prevention Act, TADA, in 1985. The law, which was introduced to punish the militants, became the most controversial of all the laws passed by the Indian government. A number of state governments, particularly those of Gujarat and Assam, were accused of using the law to silence their critics.
There is a lot of misuse in Assam. I think the 95% people, those who are arrested by the police, they are very much innocent people. 5% are maybe they have involved in insurgency, but 95% people, I think, they have arrested merely on suspicion. Very old man, 80 years old man, 14 years, minor boy, they have arrested under TADA. Very poor people, they are kept from the village area in night time in the name of combing operation, and they have detained under TADA.
One of the most famous arrests under TADA was that of the General Secretary of Guwahati City District Committee, Lachit Kalita. He was booked under TADA for his alleged connections with Ulfa, the militant outfit of Assam. Though the government claimed that Mr. Kalita, along with Ulfa, had conspired to kidnap the former treasurer of Assam Pradesh Congress, Himanta Talukdar, Mr. Kalita argues.
I don't know why arrest me, and actually I lost my two family members. Still I am a #1 target of Alpha.
He claimed that his daughter and brother were killed by the Ulfa militants.
हमारा एक 5 साल 8 महीने का एक लड़की था, उसको लोग हैंड ग्रेनेड से वो लोग मार दिया, और जो हम मारुति गाड़ी में आया था, वो गाड़ी भी ख़त्म कर दिया वो लोग गोली से। फिर उन लोग, हमारा जो छोटा भाई है, उसको 2 महीने का बाद उसको भी गोली से उड़ा दिया।
The authorities concerned, however, felt that TADA was useful in its own way and was not used to settle political scores.
It has been helpful to that extent. At least some people be put behind the bar. At least their movement was restricted, their activities were also restricted.
It has not been used politically as such. It has been mainly used. It has been mainly used for the purpose of bringing to book the terrorists, so far as, or the insurgents, who have been really very terrorizing the entire northeastern region as such, and the other parts of India as well. But that's what I don't agree, that it has been used politically as such.
It was also felt that there had been certain anomalies in implementing TADA.
There is some anomalies there, but in some cases I am told that they will be detained under Preventive Detention Act.
There has been some anomaly, and it is being discussed in the parliament as to how to reconcile the anomalies.
Sometimes it is misused by the authority or by the police authority.
That the misuse had been rampant became somewhat convincing when even the National Human Rights Commission recommended the withdrawal of the act. On May 23rd, the union government decided to repeal TADA. Despite the centre's decision, the Assam police booked 9 persons under TADA on June 9th. Northeast File's attempt to meet the DG police proved futile as he refused to speak on the subject. But the others did.
The accused, those who were arrested on 9th June, they have arrested in connection with the 2/93 cases. So they could not arrest after 23rd under TADA.
After the lapse of this nexus law, TADA, I think the arrest or the detention of these 9 persons, whoever they are may be, that is not justified. They should not have been arrested because there are other laws under which they can be tried or they can be arrested.
This case indicates that persons without any previous criminal background and without any known alpha connections or known terrorist connections were picked up on mere suspicion, and then after that the government found it easy enough to put them under TADA. That means the powers having still remaining with the government or the police to use TADA's acts and TADA's cases, police finds it easier to put a person behind the bars with TADA. So something has to be done about this. The parliament has to go into this question and decide whether they would pass a statute which would repeal section 1 subsection 4 of TADA in its entirety.
It is true that the Assam government was compelled to use the act to check the militancy in the region. But the question remains that now that normalcy has almost been restored in Assam, do we still require an act as draconian as TADA? Perhaps only time will tell.
There are laws and then some. Some are man-made that govern the state and the citizens. Then there are those unwritten ones that have been handed down from generation to generation that have a greater impact on our conscience and on our subconscious. Call it religion, philosophy, belief, or a way of life. For the Tanis of Arunachal Pradesh, Donyi Polo is not just philosophy or religion. It has taken a living shape in the form of Donyi Polo mission.
Some people of Arunachal Pradesh believe that even after the creation of the universe and other heavenly bodies, there were no human beings on earth. So, through the divine rays of the sun and water, Chanti, the earth, gave birth to Chantung and Chankha, who in turn gave birth to Tani and Taro. Subsequently, Nehatani, more popularly called Abotani, was born in the shape of a proper human being. Abotani thus was the first human being from whom all succeeding generations descended. Tribes in the northeast who claim their origin to this legendary forefather Abotani call themselves Tani. This group of people are spread over an area covering as many as 7 districts of Arunachal Pradesh and some parts of Upper Assam. The major tribes of this group of people are the Adis, the Apatanis, the Nishings, the Tagins, the Baginis, the Hill Miris, and the Mishings. Their population is roughly around 1 million and belongs to the Sino-Tibeto-Mongoloid stock. Living amidst nature, the Tanis have drawn spiritual and physical sustenance from nature only. In the process, they've learned to live with it and respect it. Legends say that Donyi Polo was the savior of the Abotani's life when he accidentally fell into the trap planned by his enemy Burupacha. Since then, the Tanis have worshipped Donyi Polo as their savior and life-giving force. Donyi meaning sun and Polo the moon. The fundamental teachings of Donyi Polo are truthfulness, wisdom, justice, equality, selflessness, compassion, purity, honesty, tolerance and non-violence. It led to a free society with minimum of conflict and all goodness, giving dynamism to life and thought of the people. Carrying this spirit forward is the Donyi Polo mission. It was set up in 1979 as a registered voluntary organization in Itanagar under the chairmanship of Chief Minister Gigong Apang. It intends to foster the cause of Donyi Poloism through various humanitarian measures and activities like the establishment of educational institutions, extension of medical facilities, relief and welfare measures to the needy and downtrodden. The institutions run by the mission are the Donyi Polo Mission of Homeopathic Charitable Dispensary, the Institute of Vocational Studies, the Donyi Polo Mission College of Music and the like. In 1990, Donyi Polo Mission started a school for the hearing impaired at Itanagar. It carries forward the dream of Helen Keller, who said, "Every hearing impaired child is triply handicapped in hearing, speech, understanding, and acquiring spoken language. If proper care and training is given from early age, they can be totally integrated in the normal stream of the society." The school practices oral method of teaching in English medium. Every student is fitted with hearing aids. A remarkable feature is that sign language is strictly prohibited. Donyi Polo mission is a living example of the blend of belief and modern spirit. It demolishes the popular notion of tribal beliefs being heathen and outdated. On the contrary, it strengthens the feeling that tribal ethic is associated with the realities of their lives. It thus lends dignity and grandeur to their culture and religion. Dr. Verrier Elvin, a renowned anthropologist, has rightly remarked, there is in tribal religion a genuine emphasis on the spiritual realities behind the life of every day.
Till the year 92, the school was restricted to the northeastern states only. But when we got our affiliation to the Indian Public Schools Conference last year, now the school has been thrown open to all the children throughout the country. Today we have the children from almost all the states of this country. There are children from outside the country too. And today the school name doesn't remain second to none of the public schools like the Doon or the Sindhya or the Mayo College or the Delhi Public School.
We take a look into the lifestyle of the Tangkhul Nagas of Manipur, who believe that dreams and omens are as important as reality.
The Tangkhul Nagas are found over a large area. They inhabit the hills immediately to the east and northeast of the valley of Manipur, borders of Burma, and the Naga Hills district. It is believed that they came here to escape the heat and mosquitoes of the valley. According to another tradition, the Tangkhul Nagas are related to Kukis, Manipuris, and Nagas. They descended from a common ancestor who had 3 sons, who was the progenitor of these tribes. In their belief, dreams and omens afford an unerring passage to the future. The Tangkhuls attach to the dreams precisely the same significance as to the actual events. The interpretation of an unusual dream is left to the Maiba, the village soothsayer. The dress of Tangkhul men is a cloth worn around the waist. The cloth is made of stout cotton, woven in red and black stripes with tiny patterns in white and green. The women wear skirts reaching up to the knees, woven in red and white or black and white stripes 2 inches in width. Above the waist, a garment like an ordinary blouse is used. The hairstyle of the Tangkhuls is peculiar. They cut the hair closely at the side, which vary in width from 2 to 5 inches down the middle of the skull. It was adopted many years ago to distinguish them from the Kukis. Small boys have their hair shaved off, leaving a round patch in the middle of the skull. Tattooing is a part of personal decoration by Tangkhul women. The pattern is simple. These start from the point of the chin, round the neck, and is carried right down to the navel. It was perhaps a prenuptial rite. Both Tangkhul men and women wear ornaments. The men have their ears pierced. They wear a necklace of beads and a collar of hollow red and yellow cane, along with geometrically designed cowrie ornaments. They also wear heavy brass armlets on the forearm and sometimes coiled wire rings. The Tangkhuls use pine planks and shingles in their houses. The affluent owners often have carvings and paintings of rough geometrical patterns. These people living around Sirohi Furar are simple and hard-working. Many of their customary beliefs have crumbled under the weight of modern influences. Nevertheless, they have maintained a harmony with their natural environment.
Somewhere down the line, most of us tend to believe in astrology. For some, it may just be a fleeting glance in the newspaper's horoscope columns. For others, it is a belief. And for those who believe, the 9 ruling planets play an important role in their lives. Personification of these 9 ruling planets is the Navagraha temple.
The endeavor of man has always been to understand life, to know what will happen next, to explain the sordid misfortunes, the ups and downs, and to seek solace, a way out. Still, human destiny is a big question. This unquenchable thirst to know the unknown have led man to astrology, the ancient method of predicting future. This study developed all over India. Northeast was no exception. Navagraha temple is the exact spot where the earliest center of astrological studies flourished.
I'm told that this Saturn is not very favorable for me. So just to appease this planet Saturn, so I have to just offer some something, no? Just like there's some cloth, black cloth. Then there's some lights.
Situated on the Chitrachala hills north of Guwahati, Navagraha temple is also called the Temple of 9 Planets. People from far and near come in large numbers to this place to make their life fortunate. The temple has in its Garbhagriha or cellar 9 Shivalings representing the 9 planets. The biggest ling at the center represents Surya, the sun god. Around it are the rest of the 8 lings. Apart from being of astrological significance, the lings also symbolize the Graha Devta. It is believed that they dominate the fate of human beings. Each of these deities have their individual rituals which are performed by the priests of the temple. Navagraha temple is associated with the origin of Guwahati. The ancient name of Guwahati is Pragjyotishpur, meaning the ancient city of astrological studies. According to the Kalika Puranam, a work of the 10th century AD, this city was the abode of Lord Brahma, who created the constellation of stars.
ये प्रदेश का नाम अभी थे असम। असम के पहले थे उसका नाम कामरूप। उसके पहले थे प्राग ज्योतिषपुर। प्राग ज्योतिषपुर का ये अर्थ है जो लाइट का शहर है। ये लाइट लेकिन कोई दीवा का लाइट नहीं थे, ये है ज्ञान का ज्योतिष का लाइट थे। और पहले पहले ये मंदिर ब्रह्मा जी ने प्रतिष्ठा करके ये बैठकर ज्ञान का चर्चा किया थे, ज्योतिष के चर्चा किया थे। इसके लिए इस प्रदेश का नाम थे प्राग ज्योतिषपुर।
The people of Assam have complete faith on the astrological analysis of the Brahmins of this temple. Called locally Devya Brahmins, they practice astrology as their profession. The temple dates back to the 12th century. It was reconstructed in the reign of King Rajeshwar Singha in 1752. The temple was badly damaged by the earthquake of 1897. It was rebuilt by the Navagraha Temple Committee. The architectural pattern is simple. The shikhar of the temple is bulbous and has a short tapering staff crowned with a metal base resembling that of the Kamakhya temple. The shikhar rests on walls which carry niches. Located in these niches are the images of Vishnu in all his avatars, indicating the influence of Vaishnavism. We also find the image of various other gods and goddesses. Guwahati, the light of the east, is a unique place. Here ancient blends with modern, graceful charm with frantic pace. The city also abounds with other places of tourist interest. Situated along the banks of river Brahmaputra, it is also a mystic pilgrimage. Navagraha temple has pride of place not only in Assam but throughout the nation.
Destination information. Navagraha temple is situated in Guwahati. Road link. Guwahati is well connected by road with the rest of the country. Rail link. Guwahati is well connected by rail. Air. Guwahati airport is connected by Indian Airlines and other private airlines with the rest of India. Hotels. Hotel facilities are available at Guwahati. The State Tourist Department has many tourist lodges which offer boarding and lodging at nominal rates. Best season to visit, October to May.